Before the awarding of degrees, the PhD recipients have chosen the physics graduate student speaker. It's Nora Brackbill, who hails from Aptos, California. She received an undergraduate degree from UCLA. As a graduate student at Stanford, her advisor was Professor E.J. Chitolnisky, and her field of interest was biophysics with a focus on computational neuroscience. So please welcome Nora.
Hello, graduates. It's interesting to be up here representing our class, because I'm not even really sure I can call myself a physicist anymore. As many of you know, I ended up working in a neuroscience lab, leading my dad to once joke that I am both a rocket scientist and a brain surgeon. Of course, I'm not really either of those things, and I think I'm not the only one here today who has moved or will move to a new field. But on some level, I think that's exactly what defines us as physicists. The desire to learn more and understand more about every part of the world. And sometimes that leads us to new fields like neuroscience, or to non-academic pursuits like camping, or optimizing our brackets for our bachelorette fantasy league. Seriously, I have never encountered a group of more intelligent people so ready to down some wine and voraciously consume and analyze bad television. But it's activities like that that kept us sane and helped us get to the end of this big, crazy experience of getting a PhD, and somehow becoming experts in our own corners of the academic universe. Or at least almost to the end, as the case may be for some of us today. And it truly is a privilege to attend Stanford, to get to work and play with some of the smartest people in the world. I want to thank all of you, the physics community, for not only watching trashy television with me, but for being smart and passionate and kind. I want to thank Maria and all of our professors and the department staff for helping us navigate this journey. I want to thank the Applied Physics Department for forcing me to clarify that no, I am just in normal physics. And I even want to thank the undergrads, even though many of you are terrible bikers, for giving us graduates some perspective and reminding us how awesome it was to learn physics for the first time. So no matter where we end up, our united desire to learn, understand, and contribute to society doesn't end here. So as we look forward, I encourage all of you to turn our physicists' perspectives towards questioning the impact of your own work. In Silicon Valley, it's easy to lose track of what really matters and how we affect society for better and for worse. And just as we aren't afraid to argue against an experiment or a paper that we disagree with, we shouldn't be afraid to demand more of ourselves and our organizations in the fight for a better world. The obstacles facing us today might feel overwhelming sometimes, but according to a quote that is attributed to at least like 5 different people on the internet, if you think you are too small to make a difference, try sleeping with a mosquito. Now I know that caterpillars would be a more apt pest in our case, but the idea still stands. Don't be afraid to fight the injustices, big and small, that you see in your fields and in society. And don't use the ivory tower as an excuse to avoid tackling the big, messy problems facing humanity. Think about how the things you discover and create will affect every person, not just the type of people you already know and encounter. And whether your work will contribute to a more equitable and fair society in the long run. Ultimately, it is a privilege to attend Stanford, and now it is our privilege to use this education to give back. So thank you all, and best of luck, class of 2019.
Thanks for that great speech, Nora.